Tommy Robinson has wasted absolutely no time once again since coming out of solitary confinement. His X feed is absolutely amazing. I'm loving it. He has made a compilation video of Nigel Farage basically preparing to surrender to the Muslims that are coming into the country. So Reform UK is basically all about lowering immigration, not stopping immigration entirely, but lowering it. So they want to still allow Muslims into the country, but I guess Nigel Farage wants to actually surrender to the Muslims. Is it any wonder? Because the number one person that is funding Reform UK is a Muslim businessman who apparently is on and off. So there's a little bit of drama, a little bit of chaos that is proving Nigel Farage to look like an actual fool that he already is and did look like a fool. It doesn't look like Reform UK is going to do very well in the next election. Who knows? Maybe they could pull off an amazing thing. I don't know. But Reform Chair Zia Yusuf, whose job over the past 11 months has been to reform, believe it or not. Zia quit on Thursday, had his job split on Friday, returned on Saturday, chilled on Sunday. How about that, man? The job split seems to have endured, though, as Yusuf will now run a UK version of Doge, as we know, the perfect role for highly emotional men, while this very morning, Nigel Farage was unveiling a new chair, Dr. David Bull. David brings extensive experience with witchcraft, ghosts, spirits, and beats from his time as a presenter of paranormal reality TV show Most Haunted Live, where he packaged the wailings of reekingly obvious charlatan, compelling spirit medium Derek Akoa for a studio audience. I can't imagine what his CV could do for Reform. Gee, I don't know what a CV like that, someone that believes in witchcraft, ghost spirits, and basically was a TV show host. It's like these people, they don't really do much at all when they get into politics. It's just an absolute show, isn't it? There's this pathetic drama, and Nigel Farage is continuing with the drama. So, yeah, let's get a new chair, go from a Muslim businessman, which started an app for concierge services for high-ranking business people with top hats. Yes, let's go from that guy, and let's now go with someone that believes in witchcraft, ghosts, and evil spirits and whatnot, and go, all right, you're now the new chair. Nigel Farage seemingly is on an absolute roll at the moment. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Is it any wonder that Tommy Robinson has called him out on his stupidity, on his, cowardice as well? Like, he's prepared to surrender to the Muslims. Here is a video for you all of Nigel Farage basically preparing to give up. Here it is.
If we politically alienate the whole of Islam, we will lose. We'll lose.
So how does one include
We
them?
will lose. By 2050, goodness knows what kind of a terrible state we're going to be in. It's a political impossibility to deport hundreds of thousands of people. We simply can't do it. At the moment, it's a political impossibility.
But is it your ambition?
No. I'm not going to get dragged down the route of mass deportations or anything like that.
Trump says in America that he wants mass deportations. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants are in Britain at the moment. Some estimates say the number could even be in, 1 million plus. So do you support deporting all of those people?
It's impossible to do. Literally impossible to do. On X in particular, it's full of vile trolls, particularly the alt-right types, who have been just outright horrific towards Zia right from the very start. I think that the persistent campaign against him on X, and much of it coming from Indian bots, right, has perhaps, made some Reform members question him, question his motives. All of that's completely unfair.
How would you define a Welsh person?
Well, it's a very fair question from your channel. We hadn't proposed the Welsh language test. No, look, it's got to be somebody who's lived and is settled in Wales, has paid taxes and obeyed the law. And if someone's done that for a 5 or 10 year period, then I think they've every right to say that they're fully part of the Welsh community.
Elon Musk, you had a row with him.
Always good to be first. And I certainly was with Elon. I found it painful to watch. Painful to watch. Sad. Sad to leave government on those terms, to have the struggle he's got with Tesla. He's got to get, I think Elon needs to get himself straightened out pretty quick.
Hi Nigel, Rupert Lowe's threatened legal action over reforms claims. It's interesting whether you'd be prepared to fight him in court on that. If he took you to court, would you fight him in court?
I shall look forward to it, thank you.
Just quickly on the same issue as Amy here, do you think that Rupert Lowe is responsible for...
Yes, sorry, Rupert did...
I don't know how many members of my audience like Nigel Farage, but the more I listen to him, the more I'm going, I don't like him at all. The more I listen to Tommy Robinson, on the other hand, the more I actually like him. Here is a working class man from Luton who's seeing what's going on with all the crime, all the corruption, trying to expose it all. He spent a great deal of time in solitary confinement. Why? Well, because he's been exposing loads of the corrupt officials. Nigel Farage basically reminds me of a corrupt businessman that is masquerading as someone that's not corrupt, but when he gets into power, you can guarantee that he will be corrupt. Like, it's just, you can tell, like, these people are very good at talking, but not very good at telling the truth. You can see past their lies. And when they get asked a question, like Winston Marshall asked him, so when we alienate all Muslims, we end up losing. How do you include them? Great question, Winston Marshall. Fantastic question. And you notice that he doesn't answer the question. He never answers how you're going to include them. So you know what that means? It means that Nigel Farage is preparing just to bend over backwards and allow the Muslims to ram him, because that's far easier, because according to Nigel Farage, it's a political impossibility to deport hundreds of thousands of people. Well, Trump's doing it. You know the thing that you don't want? You just don't want the backlash. You don't want loads of people complaining, oh, no, I'm being deported. Just what's going on in the US at the moment. Yes, it's going to happen, but don't let them in the first place. If they're an illegal, they shouldn't be here. Here in Australia, Albanese is just letting people in left, right, and center. I think he let in 24,000 Afghan migrants recently on a new visa system. Believe it or not, a new visa system, not one of the old ones, but a new one created by Albanese's government. Fan-bloody-tastic, ladies and gentlemen. So, by the way, Albanese is preparing to meet Trump soon. He seems to be rather scared about meeting Trump. That should be interesting, because he has to talk about real issues like the trade deal, first and foremost, and the AUKUS deal, because guess what? The US has wisened up and realized, well, this is a bloody waste of money, isn't it? Why are we giving Australia and the UK nuclear submarines? What the hell are they going to do with it? We can just spend this money elsewhere, put the funding somewhere else. And Australia is going, no, we need them. We need them. Give them to us. Why? You've already destroyed the country enough as it is. We are wasting money for what? Makes no sense. But yet, Nigel, who claims to be for less immigration, is more prepared to actually give up than actually do something about it. Oh, he thinks that Welsh people are, if you've been there for 5-10 years, you pay your taxes, you do X, Y, and Z, that makes you a Welsh person. Welsh person, if I can actually get my words out. Far out. Like, this guy, like I've said, Tommy Robinson has every right to call him out. Now, should Tommy join Reform? Hell no. Tommy should start his own party. I know that didn't really work out well for him last time with the other party that he was a part of, English Defence League, that one. But he left that, and now he's on a better trajectory. But even if Tommy was to start his own new league again, I don't think that would work out well for him. To be honest, I think what he's doing now is good, because the people love Tommy. Tommy's got the voice of the people, a vast majority of people. He even said in Patrick Bet-David's interview when he walks around, he gets a hero's welcome. He gets a hero's applause, man. You have the people in the UK, the real British citizens of the UK that love Tommy, and for damn good reason, because he calls out the bullshit. No one stands for it anymore. We're sick of it. We're sick of the mass immigration because we know what happens. These people run around and they get let off scot-free. That's not right at all. So I'm glad that we've got people like Tommy out there. And so should you. Really. We need more people like Tommy, if you ask me. Anyway, that's enough from me. But you guys take care. Be blessed. And I'll see you all in the next video.